Last time we started with a scene where I was the narrator, and Zoki woke up in the following morning, having slept in the same room with the boy Nicolo. He then proceeds to talk with the boy in an attempt to measure his mettle to draw out his power for him. Even though the patriarch is with the boy, Zoki won't be interfered and proceeds with his plan. When walking in the orchard, they meet up with the associate, a rat-like man who is an informant of the Scarlato family. He explains to Zoki how the city is in turmoil after a golden-haired figure has stirred things up, ending up in a point where people are gathering around the repository, and some wild stories of this man are circling back and forth. Zoki decides to pay a visit to the patriarch. He lights a chair and pretty much throws his will against the mind flayer.
He lights a chair?
I think he
I
lit it.
burned a chair. Yes.
Burned.
Ah,
Yeah.
Right. I set the place on fire to get his attention.
Yeah.
I remember now.
The patriarch is surprisingly submissive, as he, for some reason, does not fry this young rascal's brain in the spot, but instead talks him into going to the repository with the boy, in hopes of either assimilating the golden-haired man into their power or destroying him with the powers of the boy is carrying with inside. And then we had another scene that was narrated by Santiago. In the meantime, Arcturus and Scylla are swimming in the magical currents of the Moon Gate. The Moon Gate is a magical river of colors and currents, depicting powers from old and new, but especially saturated in the contents of old dragon coins and other representatives of the old world. The current is also a gateway, both in space and time, and one who knows how to travel in it can do so in a time frame of his own choosing, as long as he exits after he went in. Arcturus, being fascinated with this river, is tempted with an image of the boy, a clear signal of great power. He detaches himself from Scylla's grasp and vanishes into the moon currents, hoping to be able to get to the boy. Scylla, bewildered for this turn of events, turns back and heads to the repository. His idea is to open the gates that Arcturus' men have barred so that the city folk can be engulfed by the magics of the Moon Gate. And we reach a situation where there was a imminent conflict waiting for Paul's character, whether he can get to the boy through the Moon Gate or not. And we didn't yet find any spots of conflict for Scylla, right?
Yeah.
Although it's strongly implied by your write-up, like a conflict against the world.
Yeah.
I was about to narrate.
Yes, go. Great.
Encounter when you come out of the gate.
Yeah.
You wanted to come out of the gate.
Yeah.
Later, after you. I was about to narrate. What does Scylla when he comes out of the gate?
Yeah.
You told me, Peteri, that you wanted to come out of the gate one day later.
Yeah.
When you enter it.
Yeah, when the
so let me a little about what happened in the days in Stylia and Arcturus entered the gate.
Okay.
You remember they know the dragon killed a lot of guards, and then they both entered the gate.
Yeah.
Of course, not too long after, the rest of the guards of the, let's call them the rest of the city police of Arcturus found the bodies and the moon gate open, and it was quite a big chaos. That they sounded the alarm. They looked the prisoner. They thought the prisoner had escaped and killed Arcturus. Then they realized Arcturus wasn't one of the bodies. Some guy approached the moon door and fell inside, and no one saw him again. They were all very terrified because it is a sacrilege, It's blasphemy to be in the presence of magic. So by evening, a matter of great importance to the whole power structure of the city as a whole. The city mayor was in the premises with his own, let's say the royal guard, and everybody is nobody knows quite what to do with that, and are trying to keep the thing that is happening secret, because it's magic. A magic door open and glowing inside a government building. So it's a bit of a political catastrophe for everyone.
Yeah.
They have realized they can't the moon gate down nor break the. I believe it was a table in which you drew the moon gate, right?
Yeah. It was in a large conference table.
Yes, they tried to break the conference table apart, but they can't get to the moon gate without either being captivated by it, worshipping it, or actually falling into it and basically dying. So everyone is really scared.
Yeah.
And see, once you come out on the following day, is that the place is actually quite empty.
Okay.
On this side of the two doors, the two big wooden doors that are there in the conference room, 3 heavily armored big guards pointing at you with what's the name of those pistols? The wheel
lock.
Yes, they're pointing at you with wheel lock pistols and sounding the alarm that you have come back.
Okay. If there is something that Stylia is very uncomfortable with, then it's those guns, because he saw that one being used in the first scene in the courtyard where a boy was killed. And everything else in this world, or almost everything, Stylia kind of understands and dismisses, but this is something beyond his imagination. So how are the guards? Are they threatening me with their guns or just pointing them, and are they ordering something?
One of them actually dropped to his knees on the floor and it's praying. But the other three are shouting at you to stand down, to put a little bit of distance between you and the gate and allow yourself to be arrested.
I think Stylia will try to convince them to open the doors, or standing down from their hostilities, trying to be a nice golden-haired man again, with charisma.
All right, then self a conflict because they are very easy on the trigger. These guys, they are not into a dialogue right now.
Yeah.
We have finally both conflicts. The one with Stylia versus the guard, and Arcturus trying to find his way on the stream.
Yeah. One thing you need to establish is some general idea of what happens if we lose our conflicts. What happens to Paul's character and what happens to Stylia. Maybe I'm arrested. That could be an easy solution to that.
Oh, I think that as long as table talk is permitted, I want a conflict that's far more consequential than that. I want failure, get arrested, my ass. Failure, you get shot.
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I was just about to say pretty much that. I mean, arrested. The question is whether you get shot.
Yeah. That's good.
Wait, Stylia has already been arrested, so it's not very interesting.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, man, you had your option to stand down, and you upped the ante. You said, no, I will convince them.
Yeah.
Santiago, it might help you if I tell you more in detail what I am doing, and it might inspire you in some way.
I'll tell you first what I remember. You were trying to go to the boy, and that you hoped that you could bring the boy to Stylia later.
Exactly. Arcturus feels some kind of connection to this boy. He doesn't know what it is. To reach out,
shot him and all.
Exactly, but he doesn't know that here in the moon stream, and so he wants to reach out to the boy and to bring him to Stylia. So essentially to kidnap him in a sense, although he's not thinking of it that way.
Yes, I have I'm having a bit of trouble here. Operator Petteri,
yes.
I have a question to you.
Yeah.
Game creator, actually. So
more titles. Oh boy.
I'm having a bit of trouble with my frame of mind. You know, I have very little experience role playing.
Yeah.
I realize I'm going towards a bit of more of say a classical framework of thinking about this. These were or something like that, or games like that. Like it's like I'm thinking, well, if he does well, he will reach the boy. Go wrong to the boy in a different time, or he will go somewhere else, or he'll die in the river. It's not one of those games where you just roll a dice and see how far you were from the result. So I'm not sure how to approach this.
I would Yeah, I would encourage to kind of set a vague sense of what could go wrong, enough that I can kind of judge how bad it would be. But I don't think we need to nail down the specific details. It can be a surprise.
No specific details, only a vague idea of what happens if a character succeeds or doesn't. And then
Right.
in the middle of the conflict will generate much more details for us to use the final narration.
Yes.
So we don't need, at this time, we don't need specifics at all.
I do think there's one thing that is specifically needed, especially for the narrator to know. And Paul was already doing it. One thing we need to know is what kind of effort and movement the character is actually doing. So the
Yeah.
character is not just there, just static, but we
Yeah.
know the character is doing something. The danger is for the player to start talking all about what they want to happen, but that's not important.
Yeah.
We just need to
Yeah.
have an image of what is happening. Does
Yes.
that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
because that
Yeah.
is used to
Yeah.
generate, that is used to base how to pick up the traits and grains for this conflict.
So
Of
if
what
we
the
have
character does.
so if Paul tells us what Arcturus is literally, physically, or magically, or whatever doing, then we have everything we need.
Yeah.
Santiago,
that-
Paul
did you
would
hit?
want to ask
Is that my cue?
I
Yes?
thought it was a cue, yes.
Okay, great. So Arcturus, he's for the first time he has released himself into the moon stream, and he's trying to find his way. This is unfamiliar to him. He spent his whole life hoping to find magic somewhere in the subconscious part of his mind, and now it's finally here, and he feels disconnected from reality. So he's swimming through this thing by himself, reaching out with his consciousness, and he's latched on to this concept of this boy. He doesn't know who he is, and so he's reaching out to him with his mind, with his heart, and probably even with an outstretched hand, and just willing him to come here, to take him away from wherever he is, and to bring him into the embrace of. I think he's starting to see Arcturus and Celia almost as a sort of a couple, and like, come to us, we will take care of you.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, you the boy into the moon stream?
Yes, I want to bring him. I want to bring him here, and then through the moon gate to Stylia.
Understand that at all. Come out and like fall on top of the boy, like poof, there you are. I didn't realize you were going to bring the boy in.
Well, Arcturus doesn't know what is possible in the moon stream, so this is what he hopes will happen, and I think he's envisioning almost like a silver strand connecting him to the boy that he's reeling in. But I can imagine it might pull him towards the boy instead if things go wrong.
Yeah.
I tell you what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is opening a different gate wherever the boy is. That high level stuff. That's like, I'm not sure if even the dragon could do that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, to open a gate, the dragon had to scribble stuff on a table. You're trying to do it in. Oh man, this is so.
Well, Arcturus has no idea what he's doing.
That's right. So that sounds like a fun conflict where anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy with a totally open-ended sort of, anything could go wrong, because Arcturus has no idea what the stakes are here at all.
Yeah.
He might not even know this is dangerous.
I know you guys can't see me right now, but I almost stood up. I mean, I'm not sitting on the. I'm standing up. I'm no longer sitting at the pillow in the bed. This is exciting.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yeah. Sweet.
I'm ready for this.
Okay. Yeah, you have next. You must assign players to act as a grain reader and burden reader, and as you don't have a character in this conflict, but we have, Paul and I, so it's you and Ron. You decide which of you is the grain and which is the burden reader.
Since these are two separate conflicts, can't you be one of them for Paul and he one of them for you?
Yeah, we could, but it's maybe easier if a one player reads the grains list and the other player holds the burdens list, and then my character and Paul's character operate on their own, and we gather our own.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ron, what do you want to be? Grain reader or burden reader?
I enjoy the power of the grain reader because you guys used it against me so many times that I'm going to have my revenge.
And for the man who just did a video of grains, you would hope that he has the power to use the grains now.
A video of grains?
Yeah.
I posted a post about Tales of Entropy where I said the grains are much more important than anything else. As the way that this thing actually can work and how you don't sprawl and cause problems in play, or
fantastic.
or fail to find your place in how to play. That the grains are the key. So I will hope to demonstrate this, but the flesh may be weak relative to the spirit. We will see.
Yeah. And Santiago.
Let me get my list out.
I love how quickly Peteri pointed that out.
Yeah.
We do our videos about grains, so yeah, you better be the grain reader now.
Yeah. No, notice I didn't meddle with you. Are the narrator, so you decide. I just pointed out that this is a great turn of events.
So yes, that's why I told Ron to choose. So it's all right.
Yeah.
So Ron, you're the grain reader, and I will be the burden reader.
All set.
It's cool. Yeah. I'm good with burden.
Okay, Santiago, since you are a first time hosting a conflict and immediately holding a very advanced 2-character conflict that they are not tied together in this scene, it is, I think the normal procedure would be to create 2 pools of dice. One against me and one against Paul.
Okay.
But those pools will be created by Ron, correct?
Yes.
Did you choose your traits already, by the way?
No, I didn't. So.
I thought you were supposed to choose your traits first.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm a magical dragon. Which gives me 3 dice. I am theatrical, but yeah, I'm theatrical, yes, because I try to lure them in my grasp. And this time I'm also invulnerable, and so it's difficult to harm. Yeah, but maybe if
the dice will tell us. You use your invulnerable, and we will find out just how invulnerable you are.
I'll take the invulnerable.
I thought you might. Yes.
Petty doesn't help me. Treasure it doesn't now. I don't have now. I'm not throwing coins at them. Ancient knowledge will help me.
Oh really?
Ancient knowledge can help me, I think.
The narrator decides, I guess. So, are you ready for the grains to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready for the grains against you?
I have 8 dice pool now.
So here against you, the world has changed. That's 2. The wheel lock firearms, that is 2. So that is 4 total. Then we have let's see. The old customs are being discarded, and the reason I'm using that is because we have one guard who is already showing his respect for the old customs, but he is not. He is just one of them. So that is 6 dice against you, and I think that is all.
Okay. So it is your 6 dice against my 2, 4,
8,
6,
I believe you said.
eight dice.
I have a question, actually.
Yeah.
Ron could assign a grain in your favor if he wanted to, right?
Yeah, if you find that
that's right.
some
I get
grain...
to do that too? Well, in that case, I can see a couple of things that definitely are in your favor.
Yeah, you can give me all more
that's
dice.
True. I just don't like giving things in his favor, Paul. So, what in this scene? Please tell me.
We don't know what Stylia is doing exactly, do we?
Right, but I would like to have a better. It's the same thing. I will do a lot better if I know, if I have a visual. Is this happening at night? Is this happening in the day? For example,
this is what we would call that too. This is a midday.
It is okay. So then we have. So I'm looking quickly because I was not thinking in these terms, and you won't get that. And
no moonlight.
No moonlight. However, the moon gate is open.
Ron,
okay.
Sorry,
in his favor is the moon gate is open. What?
I'm sorry, Ron.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
What?
I think you were the narrator when Stylia opened the moon gate, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you remember what time of the day it was? Because this is 24 hours later.
Well, you know what? I don't. And since I am the grain bearer, I'm going to say it's not going to work in his favor because I'm beginning to hate Stylia. So therefore, I'm kidding a little bit, but I'm kidding a little bit. It's just that I'm pretty sure that this was happening during the day.
It was during the day.
So therefore, I am going to say that the moonlight doesn't help you, but the moon gate is open. That helps you.
Yeah.
And
how many
so is that's 1. And also, wondrous magical tales sweep the city. That helps you too.
Okay.
So that's 1 more. So you have 10.
So Stylia might be in trouble if he wins this.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Keep going.
Okay. So now I roll my 10 dice, and you will roll your 6 dice, and we'll see what happens. Right?
Correct. But I don't roll them.
I think you do, Ron.
You can.
Well, unfortunately, my dice are downstairs. Someone will roll 6 dice for me and tell me what I get.
I separated 6 dice already.
So can you?
Shit! I rolled.
So Santiago, can you roll 6 dice and tell me what they are?
Yes, I'm doing it. So we have a 5. We have a 6, 5, a 3, and a 2.
Got it. Okay, thank you, Santiago. So I believe that is 4 points, correct?
4 points, yeah. Oh boy, I'm going to not enjoy this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points and 2 ones. Let's see how my
your full limit is 2.
Oh, damn. That means I'm going to have to use flame anyway.
You have a lot of
see. Keep going.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you ask me, this is a good time for Stylia to leave play, but that is just my opinion. He has caused enough trouble.
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
We will find out.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, yes.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm winning with the result of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 against 4.
Correct.
And that means that Santiago, you are the burden reader. You can check out Stylia's burdens and see that whether they hinder his performance.
I know.
Yes,
I
they
like
do.
that laugh.
Well, being of the old world hurts you because you are pretty much afraid of Wheellock firearms.
Yeah, true.
Hunger for power hurts you because you try to exercise power over them instead of just
Being who
staring,
you are, yeah.
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 arrested, and then see what will happen.
Yeah.
The monster is unveiled hurts you because they are super afraid of you. They know it's you who maimed their comrade,
Yeah. So I have to reroll all my successes.
Santiago,
Great.
that was brilliant. You really used
Yeah.
a lot of things that we have had
Yeah.
in play.
Yeah. And all of this was very logical
Exactly.
also.
That's to me this is the most logical conflict we have had in the whole game. Everything is making perfect sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now I reroll and let's see what happened. I rolled 3 6s and more 1. One more additional 1.
So now you have
I'm
6 or 7 points, right?
yeah, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. 7 on
And
4. I think that's going to finish it.
Yeah, but I have
There's
to
still
use
flame and
flame.
shadow and so on.
Yeah, I have to use flame or I will be. It is end for Stylia, so because I have 3 1s now.
How much flame do you have?
A lot.
Plenty.
He's got
I
4.
Yeah, 4 points of flame. I use 1 flame to roll 2 of my reroll 2 of my ones. I try to minimize the damage so I don't get too much successes.
We will see. 6.
We will see
6,
what happens.
6.
I got 2 and I got 2. Yeah.
So it worked perfectly for you.
Yeah, but still I have 2, 3, 7 points. So I'm winning with a margin of 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that side of the conflict is now settled.
Yes.
Now for
You won.
yeah, but then there is the burdens. I get 3 points worth of burdens, and they are decided by Santiago.
The burden reader does that?
No, but he was the opposer
the opponent
of this. But well, yeah. This is actually interesting because this is not a normal conflict when there is only one character and
the world.
against the world.
Right.
But this has multiple opponents. Let me think about it. I think it was Ron who was the actual representative of my enemy in this.
How the burden
so?
reader? Okay.
Yeah, because he used the grains. He collected the pile of grains against me.
I see.
Yeah, we'll debrief this later. Right now, it's a judgment call, but it's also showing us some important things.
Softness in the rules in this regard.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so go ahead.
So Ron, you will decide 3 points worth of burdens, and Santiago, you can change the world grains with 3 points.
Right.
Mm.
All right. So I will let it.
Okay, so So I will. That's kind of interesting. Wait. That's interesting. Now I see why Paul was confused. It seems switched to me, but that's all right. I'm going to say that you gain. Now I can give you a burden of 3 or 3 burdens of 1 each, or anything in between. Correct?
Anything in between, and increase the current burdens also.
Correct. Your current burdens are what?
Being of the old world is at level 1. Hunger for power is at level 3.
Yes.
Targeted by the slavers is at level 1.
Uh-huh.
And the monster is unveiled is at power at 3.
It is now at 6.
Straightforward. Santiago, you're up to something, I think.
I just changed the grain. Someone is developing experimental weapons in secret that was on 1, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
I added 3 points to it.
Wow.
So now it's at 4. And also,
okay.
now,
setting up for the future, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So now it is called Lieti is developing experimental weapons. Yeah.
Wow, that's a very interesting way to do this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it was previously at 3, and I was the one who brought it down to 1. Remember?
Right.
Yes.
Now you like it. Okay.
Yes. Now like.
That's really an interesting process too. There's a lot to talk about in this session, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's but let's not do it now. So we have the other conflict to do, correct?
Yes.
Now, who is who for that?
Paul is representing the character, and you are, again, I think, the grain bearer, and Santiago is the using burdens.
So traits first, Paul, right?
Yeah.
Traits first?
Paul. Yeah, Paul. Go ahead.
Would we switch, or would that be wrong to switch?
You and Ron can switch places if you want, because there are actually no rules for this kind of conflict, which have 2 separate kind of conflicts inside one scene.
Mm-hmm.
To be green reader in this one, and for Ron to be burden reader.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Traits first, yes.
Traits first. So Arcturus is cunning. He's always a step ahead of his competition, and he's trying to figure out the rules of this moon stream far faster than someone otherwise might be. And his arcane study also helps him. So that's for 4 dice.
Yeah.
So then the grains, Santiago.
Well, first, I will tell you the grains that help you to do this.
Okay.
Take 3 dice for a worm is not a man.
Okay.
Oh, why is that?
To help Arcturus?
Yes. Are a human inside the moon stream trying to bring another human inside.
Oh, you mean because the boy is part dragon?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Santiago's better at this than we are.
Yeah. That was sweet. Yeah. Very good.
That wasn't what I had in mind at all, but
Keep going.
3 more for the repository. Complicated forbidden items in which you have lived your entire adult life.
Well, makes sense. This is where we are finding out all your wizardry that you have been developing without really realizing it. Now we are seeing the new wizard being born, we think.
Yeah.
If I may add a detail to that, I think what's happening is Arcturus has often on sleepless nights wandered down into the repository and been reading books and exposed to various secrets, and they've been seeping into his subconscious.
Of course.
And he's remembering things from dreams he had, which are helping him do this thing which he thinks he doesn't know how to do. But
whoever is
part of his
drawing
mind knows.
whoever is drawing this is drawing the inside of Arcturus's head rather than the outside.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So take one more for magic is unstoppable in the moonlight, because the moonstream is always moonlight. Take 3 more for contradict each other. You are the first person to have a stake in this boy that isn't related to personal power or gain or money or whatever.
It's all knowledge and vision and excitement and
and some guilt, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of unconscious guilt. That's great.
Yeah.
You're going to hit it hard.
Yeah, this might be it for Arcturus.
No, I think this is good though. This is really very interesting the way these turn out, both of them.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, there could be a lot of ones.
Yeah, that's good. No.
You see,
that's interesting.
I keep saying this over and over. I am invested in the shadow and the ones doing their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of thinking of them as but it's easy to think of them,
great.
I better avoid it, whatever.
Yeah.
As a player, I'm actually very invested in enjoying their impacts on play. Because without them, things will just keep proliferating and wandering around,
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it is this huge pool of dice I'm getting is just, it's raising the stakes for the impact on the character, and it could likely include leaving the story as well. So it's cool.
So Santiago,
right,
what's
one more?
One more?
The moon gate is open.
Right.
Okay.
Wondrous magical tales sweep the city.
Oh, one more for that too.
I'm not trying to understand the last one.
Whatever. He's the grain reader.
But I'm just curious.
Yeah. But what the last one is interesting.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't want to debate. I just.
No.
I don't want to debate.
No debate.
Yeah.
I don't want to debate. I'm just curious what Santiago's thinking there.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of the old customs are discarded. Like boy to go into the moon space. The wondrous magical tales are sweeping the city, so the city is becoming a bit more permeable to magic.
Okay, great.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Now I shall go through the list again, pointing out all the grains that are here.
Yeah, and he's going to be as good at it as he was the first time too, I think.
Yeah.
But hang on, as you do that, make sure somebody's collecting dice and ready to roll. So
right.
I can do that if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no one was collecting dice?
No, Paul is fine for him. He's just talking about for this step. Now Peteri is going to be collecting the dice, so all you have to do is read.
The world has changed. It's against you.
Yeah, two dice from that.
Mm-hmm.
The city are being discarded. It's against you.
There. The old customers are discarded. 2. Okay. 4 dice now.
A union of draconic blood possessed by the patriarch is against you, with emphasis in possessed by the patriarch.
Yeah.
That is a great one.
Yeah.
I like that.
But unfortunately, its power is now only 1. 1 dice from that. It's 5 dice.
Oh boy. I like this outcome. This is great.
Keep going.
The first team of wonders is coming. It's against you too.
Okay. 1 dice.
Because you have to explain that one.
Yeah.
We will see. Santiago is working on something here with weapons and museums, I think.
Yeah. Shall we roll?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Here we go. Oh, interesting. So I have 8 points and 2 ones.
Okay. How's your fold limit showing?
I believe it's a 2. Let me check.
Yeah, you have to do something about
yes,
that.
2. Mm-hmm.
But okay.
Well, I don't have to, right? I could choose to fold.
Yeah. Okay. That's always a possibility.
But we'll see. There could
yeah.
be more ones still.
And the world has rolled 1 6 and 1 5. It means you are opposed by 3 points.
Okay, and I have 8.
Okay, now the burden reader can attack.
So now it's me.
Paul.
So, Paul,
Go
tell me your
after Paul.
burdens.
My burdens are. Here we go. I'm obsessed with the past. That's
Mhm.
worth 3.
Mm-hmm.
I hate relying on my arcane knowledge. That's worth 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hated by the people. That's worth 2. And I'm unhealthy. Worth 1.
Got it. The only one that applies is hate relying on your arcane knowledge. Nothing else bothers you. At this
Okay.
time.
So Peteri, that means I re-roll one of my 6s, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It became a 5, so I'm now at 7 points.
Okay, that means that the difference is now 4. He has to decide whether he will use flame to counteract the
Right.
ones.
Yeah,
Right.
and I could use shadow if I wanted to, or only if
Ah,
I'm
true. You could use shadow,
You
but
just
that
want
only.
to rack yourself. Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
I love
you
shadow.
can,
Use shadow.
yeah, you can bring.
Well, I don't have a ready idea for that, so I think I'll
Okay.
just use a point of flame. So I will mark it off,
Yeah.
and then I will re-roll my 1s.
Okay.
Right?
You can reroll whatever dice you want.
Yeah, but I don't think I need any. Oh, interesting. So I could
Yeah.
also lower.
You could lower your result.
So
but
what is the
there
total against me? What is the total?
The total against you is 3.
3. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So I will re-roll some of my successful dice here.
Yeah.
I will re-roll a 5 and a 6, as well as a 2 ones.
Yeah. And this is written inside this rule. You can do that, but the more dice you re-roll, the more chances of getting 1s is increased.
Yes.
So.
But I think this is worth the risk. So here we go. Re-rolling now. Okay. Well, I no longer have 1s, but I only lost 1 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 6 points now.
6 and 3, so you win by a margin of 3.
Yes.
And now, since the roles of Santiago and Ron were changed, also the results are now changed, so that
So I have 3 points of burdens to give him, right?
Yeah, you give him 3 points worth of burdens.
But the margin is changed now, correct? What is it? 3 points.
It's three points. It was 4, but now it's 3.
Okay.
So can I use one of those points to erase one of the ones he's got?
No.
You can only add.
You can only add.
Burdens only get heavier.
Heal them in a certain. If you build a scene where it seems logical for the character to heal by spending flame and rolling dice, but it's
that is not now. Yeah.
That is not now.
Although that would be interesting for Arcturus for more of a redemption scene about one or another burden later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Though Arcturus has, throughout the entire thing, been the character who's been least easy to empathize with for me.
Yeah.
Has switched over. Now we are seeing the birth of a wizard, new kinds of hope, new kinds of perspectives, and freedom, interestingly, from the dragon.
Yeah.
So you see, we are all of a sudden, I am finding Arcturus. That's why I thought of the redemptive scene, because until that moment, it would not have occurred to me, I think, because I didn't feel it for the character.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Now I kind of do. That's
that was definitely my vision for Arcturus. He's sort of torn between this and that, and I was curious which way it would go.
For a bit there, when he became so submissive to the dragon, I lost my interest in him. and so, but this is interesting to me. This is flipping it, or developing it,
and since in combination, like you said, in combination with Stylia becoming even more of a monster,
together,
you're maybe setting up for an interesting conflict.
Yeah,
right.
Now the burdens.
Burden for for Arcturus.
Arcturus, yeah. 3 points worth of burdens.
I'm still a bit fussy on how to write wording of it, but I'm really clear on the. So his new burden with 3 points is thinks he believes he's just lucky or gets lucky with magical affairs. What I mean is his own power or potential.
Oh, that's interesting. How about unaware of his own?
Not unaware. It's self-denial. You don't realize. Like in your mind, you're still a servant of the dragon. You don't realize you just did something that perhaps not even the dragon could do.
So, in denial of his own potential, perhaps?
Oh no, well, I don't know. Just I liked unaware of potential. That kind of makes sense, but whatever.
In magic, he thinks he just gets lucky.
Okay.
Do you put all 3 points in that? Then, Ron, you have to. You can change the world with 3 points.
All 3 points are going on to Niccolo.
Oh,
sweet.
Nicely played, Ron.
That is sweet turn of events.
I will put it in here.
Something about this session and what has happened in play and what we are working with all of a sudden, something about it is bringing everything into a new shape.
Yes,
when
I agree.
One session ago, that shape seemed like it had completely become completely shapeless. And so this is, for me, a very educational session about the game and lots to talk about, Petre.
So. Yeah, sweet.
This is very interesting to me because I remember when I framed that scene with the boy being brought to Zoki, I was thinking, oh, this is a terrible idea. I don't know if this is going to work in this game.
Yeah.
I'll try it anyway.
I wasn't so sure either. I mean, that was one of the things that I was thinking of. Are we just throwing a little too much spaghetti around, kind of thing? And we'll okay. Anyway, too much talk.
Stylia and Paul, Stylia and Arcturus won their conflicts. Then it is up to us with Paul to narrate the exact outcomes of our
interesting
deals, what we did. You want to go first, or?
Why don't you start? I'm just curious how you handle this.
Yeah, so Stylia enters the room out from the moon gate, and he sees these guard figures standing there waiting for him, and one of them is like kneeling already praying, and the others are pointing at him with their weapons and shouting for him to stand down and prepare to be captured, imprisoned. And Stylia kind of like spreads his hands only and smiles to these men. And the first of these men just drops his weapon and starts to walk towards Stylia like in a trance. And when he gets next to Stylia, he just ragdolls him to the gate, to the moon gate, and he the man vanishes there without a sound. The second of the guards is watching Stylia with bulging eyes, like he sees and he understands what is happening, but for some reason he can't move a muscle. He tries to pull the trigger of his weapon, but he just can't. His arm becomes limp and drops next to his side, and Stylia comes next to him and whispers into his ear, "Go and open the gates so the people of the city can come in and hear these good words and see the world of old as it was." And the man obeys like a zombie, and all the while feeling, showing on his face what he really feels like, but impossible to. He cannot withstand the command. He cannot disregard it. And so the guard goes to the gates and opens them, and the people start flocking into the repository.
That's that's great. That ties in nicely in a very unexpected way with what I've got here.
Okay, sweet. It's Paul's turn to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we imagine we cut back to the swirling stream of the moon inside the moon gate, and Arcturus is flying through it, buffeted by strange currents from side to side, and he's reaching out to this presence, this boy. He doesn't know why, but he feels a connection to him. He feels a need to draw him closer, and slowly in his hands is forming a silver strand, like a thin silver rope, and it is attached to the boy in his side, kind of just below his rib cage. Arcturus doesn't know why that's the case, but we as the audience know that is the place where he was wounded by Arcturus's guards.
Yeah.
And Arcturus starts pulling on this thread, and he feels the boy kind of awaken and his eyes open, and he's starting to come forward towards Arcturus. So whatever he's trying to do is working. However, at that moment, Arcturus, an incredible dark presence looming over the boy, these thick, black, shadowy kind of tentacles envelop him from all sides, and this presence, it stops the boy in his tracks. And there's some kind of conflict in the boy's mind. His eyes are wide. He seems to be struggling against this dark thing that has a grasp on him, and it becomes clear for a moment that what Arcturus is doing isn't going to work. And in desperation, not sure what to do, Arcturus, he has no direct experience of anything like this. In desperation, he screams and he pulls out his pistol and he fires it at this dark presence. And the moment the gunshot is fired, the moon stream itself is disturbed. Nothing like this has ever been heard here inside the moon gate. And something is torn, something is broken in a way that it was never intended to be. And suddenly the boy and Arcturus are thrown out of the moon stream into a dark place.
Sweet.
When they come to, Arcturus is actually lying on the ground unconscious, and the boy is kneeling over him, trying to figure out where he is. And he's in a dark room somewhere deep underground. It is in fact inside the repository. And he feels as though he's in a cage. He reaches out, and there are obstacles. These thick bars block his way. He can barely see. It's almost pitch dark. And as the camera zooms out, we see that here in the deepest, darkest chamber of the repository, the boy is awakening inside a giant dragon's skull, which has been held here for centuries. And the last moment we see of the boy, we see that his hair is now completely golden.
Ah, sweet.
So Zoki would suddenly the boy would have just been torn away from Zoki magically, correct?
Okay. Maybe even heard a gunshot. Who knows?
Right. Okay. So, all right, cool.
Let's vote.
Yeah.
You, Ron, go ahead if you vote for Stylia first. So.
Okay. The way we are going to do it is we are going to go nice and slow. Okay. So we are going to vote for Flame for Stylia, right? We're going to vote for Flame. I will say 1, 2, 3, and then everyone hold up your hands. And I don't care if I can see you. I don't care if I can see you. Just hold up your hands with your finger and don't say anything until I ask. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? 1.
This is Flame for Stylia, correct?
Flame for Stylia. 1, 2, 3, go. And how many did you hold up, Pateri? Oh, wait, Pateri doesn't vote. Santiago, how many did you hold up?
2.
You held up 2? Okay, well, he gets 0.
0 Flame.
Yeah. Okay, and so then for, now it's Shadow for Stylia. Okay, yeah. And how many can we vote for? 1, 2, or 0, or 2, like before, correct? Okay, so same procedure. 1, 2, 3. How many, Santiago?
Was that 1?
1. He gets 1 shadow. Okay. So now the same for Arcturus. Okay. So is everybody ready?
And yes. I will write this down.
Yes. So same thing for Flame. 1, 2, 3. How many, Santiago?
2.
How many, Pateri?
1.
Okay, so 2 for Flame for Arcturus.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Shadow for Arcturus. 1, 2, 3. How many, Pateri?
0.
How many, Santiago?
As well.
Okay. Are we all right? We're unanimous. No Shadow.
Okay. So I have updated it. So Arcturus now has 3 Flame and 4 Shadow, and the dragon has 3 Flame and 4 Shadow also.
Okay. So now we are ready to move on, I guess.
Yes. To the next scene.
Do we have enough time for that?
I don't think we have enough time for the next scene, but we may have time for just to say who it is, and so we're oriented a little bit.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I've narrated forever. Next.
It is Ron's turn, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check.
I think it's mine, actually.
Is it? I don't really know.
Let's. I can check, because I can check the earlier.
Ron narrated the
it is
Arcturus.
Paul's turn.
Okay, Paul's turn. Okay.
Paul's turn.
And so
it's only been a month and a half.
Right, I know. So who is the eligible protagonist? I think it must be Santiago's character.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I just updated the scene track, so.
Yeah.
So Lieti is up next.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
Very interesting.
What time is it?
What
time is it?
What do you mean, Ron?
In Finland, what time is it?
It is
10:20?
10:20, yes.
I think I better get to bed and take care of kids if they're not in bed or something. So I have to go.
That'll give me some time to think of the next scene.
But great. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I apologize for all the problems. But this was a lot of fun, and you might be surprised. It was a very, very productive, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Things are really
Yeah.
developing in a different direction as they do each turn with this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
You
Good night,
too.
Ron. Pleasure.
Good night.